You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Cloud Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Identity and Access Management, commonly abbreviated as IAM, governs how users and systems are identified, authenticated, and authorized within a cloud environment. This framework determines not just who gains entry into the environment, but what actions they are allowed to take once inside. IAM forms the foundation of all cloud-based security models, supporting secure service access, resource allocation, and policy enforcement. The Cloud Plus certification highlights IAM principles across multiple sub-objectives within Domain 2, underlining its importance in the exam structure and real-world deployments. IAM is one of the most important subjects in cloud security due to its direct impact on system protection. The majority of cloud-related security breaches can be traced back to misconfigured user access or ineffective identity controls. For this reason, many Cloud Plus exam questions begin with scenarios involving role definitions, authentication issues, or authorization boundaries. A clear understanding of IAM principles is not just useful for passing the test, it is essential for designing cloud systems that are both secure and resilient. To fully understand IAM, it is critical to distinguish among three related but separate concepts: identification, authentication, and authorization. Identification is the act of claiming an identity, such as by entering a username or presenting a token. Authentication follows as the process of verifying that identity, using credentials such as passwords or certificates. Authorization then defines what access the authenticated entity has, specifying operations, roles, and data visibility. Candidates should be able to identify which of these stages is involved when a system grants or denies access. Cloud systems support a variety of user identification methods. These include traditional usernames, corporate email addresses, and system-generated unique identifiers. All identifiers must be globally unique within their respective environments and should be stored securely to avoid impersonation or duplication. The exam may include scenarios where a user receives incorrect permissions due to identity conflicts or duplicate records, testing the candidate's ability to identify and resolve improper user mappings. Authentication mechanisms are grouped by the type of factor they represent: something the user knows, something they have, or something they are. Passwords and PINs represent knowledge-based factors. Tokens, smart cards, and mobile authenticators fall into the possession category. Biometrics such as fingerprints or facial recognition are categorized as inherence-based. Cloud Plus tests a candidate's familiarity with these categories and may ask which authentication method is most appropriate for a given security scenario. Authorization controls define what a user can do once authenticated. These permissions may grant or restrict access to specific files, services, or administrative functions. Implementation methods include access control lists, role-based groupings, and policy-based permissions. Understanding how access decisions are applied and how roles map to user types is critical. Candidates will need to interpret authorization structures and identify which combination of rules provides the correct access boundaries. The principle of least privilege is a cornerstone of modern IAM strategy. This principle dictates that users and systems should have only the access necessary to perform their functions, nothing more. Reducing access minimizes the potential impact of compromised accounts and prevents accidental misuse. On the exam, candidates may be asked to analyze a permissions list and determine how to reduce overexposure, often in the context of a security incident or policy review. Centralized IAM platforms provide a unified system for managing user identities and access policies across multiple cloud services and platforms. These systems offer benefits such as streamlined user provisioning, consistency in policy enforcement, and simplified auditing. They also support hybrid and multi-cloud environments by federating identity across domains. Cloud Plus includes objectives that test awareness of identity consolidation and may describe scenarios where multiple systems must share consistent authentication behavior. IAM roles are used to group permissions into reusable units that can be assigned to users or services. This role-based access control model simplifies permission management by avoiding the need to assign access settings individually. Instead, users are mapped to predefined roles based on their job function or responsibility. The exam may require candidates to match a user's duties to the appropriate role, ensuring alignment between organizational structure and access rights. Access control can be either static or dynamic. Static control assigns permissions at the time of account creation, and those permissions remain fixed unless manually changed. Dynamic control, in contrast, adapts to contextual factors such as time of day, location, or system state. This type of control supports more flexible and secure policies, such as temporary elevated access during maintenance windows. Cloud Plus may include questions requiring recognition of a dynamic policy in a scenario involving conditional access. Logging and auditing are vital components of a secure IAM framework. IAM logs capture who accessed what, when the access occurred, and whether it was successful or denied. These logs are essential for forensic investigations, compliance verification, and breach response. Cloud Plus may present scenarios in which the logs are used to trace unauthorized access, and candidates should understand which types of entries are necessary to support a full audit trail. IAM policy enforcement tools help apply and maintain access rules across cloud environments. These tools may include web-based consoles, command line interfaces, APIs, and automated scripts. They are used to assign roles, rotate passwords, monitor compliance, and enforce boundaries. The exam may describe a situation where a policy enforcement tool failed or was misconfigured, and the candidate will be expected to identify the failure point and the appropriate corrective action. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Federation is an advanced IAM feature that allows users to authenticate across different systems using a single identity managed by an external provider. This means a user can log in once through a corporate identity provider and access multiple services without re-authenticating. Federation simplifies access, enhances security, and reduces the administrative burden of managing multiple accounts. The Cloud Plus certification includes Federation concepts such as security assertion, markup language, and scenarios where federated login enables unified access across platforms. Multifactor authentication adds extra layers of verification to prevent unauthorized access. By combining two or more authentication factors, such as a password and a one-time code sent to a mobile device, systems become more resistant to credential theft. Biometric data or hardware tokens may also be part of a multi-factor setup. Exam scenarios may ask which additional factor would best strengthen an existing authentication method, especially in response to a recent security audit or breach. IAM implementation differs across cloud service models. In software as a service, the provider usually manages user authentication and access control, often with limited customization. In infrastructure as a service, the customer has full control over users, roles, and policy configurations. Understanding who is responsible for managing IAM under each model is critical, and Cloud Plus may present situations that test knowledge of the customer's versus provider's security obligations in each model. Policy conflicts can occur when multiple IAM policies apply to a single user or resource. These conflicts can produce unexpected access outcomes, such as allowing a user to access data they should not see. In most IAM systems, explicit deny rules override allow rules to prevent privilege escalation. The exam may include scenarios in which a user's access does not align with expectations, and candidates must identify which policy setting or conflict caused the result. Delegated administration allows trusted users to manage limited IAM functions without granting them full administrative access. This enables teams to control user access within their scope of responsibility while protecting broader system settings. Examples include allowing department heads to approve access requests or letting developers manage keys for specific applications. Candidates should understand the safest way to implement delegated authority and may encounter exam questions asking which delegation method avoids over-permissioning. IAM systems must scale with the organization and align with user lifecycle events. This includes onboarding new employees, adjusting permissions when roles change, and fully deprovisioning accounts when users leave. Automation and role-based policies help prevent inactive or overly privileged accounts from lingering in the environment. The Cloud Plus exam may describe issues related to outdated or unmonitored accounts and ask how to align IAM processes with identity lifecycle stages. Misconfigurations in IAM systems are a frequent source of cloud security failures. Common issues include assigning too many permissions, leaving accounts active after employees depart, or failing to enforce multifactor authentication. These missteps create opportunities for unauthorized access or internal misuse. The certification will likely include scenarios where IAM weaknesses are exposed, and candidates must identify the specific flaw and determine the correct remediation method. In summary, identity and access management is the most critical control layer in cloud security architecture. By correctly applying principles of identity verification, permission assignment, policy enforcement, and lifecycle management, organizations can maintain secure and efficient access across services and users. Cloud Plus candidates should master both the technical mechanisms and strategic implications of IAM to ensure secure cloud deployment, minimize risk, and meet compliance goals throughout the service lifecycle. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.